Cardano has been on an incredible run, but there's still room for more pumps for a particular sector within Cardano. That sector is DeFi. Now, DeFi stands for decentralized finance. Now, I did a couple posts and the community went nuts for these two. Researching for Cardano DeFi, I'm choosing 3 coins. So today we're looking at 4 different Cardano DeFi tokens, and we're gonna point something out in the charts that nobody else is telling you, because we gotta give you the alpha over here at Disco Fam. So when we go over to Tap Tools, you can see the DeFi sector has just been exploding. The Cardano native token sector has been exploding. A lot of green pumps and a lot of tokens are up 200, 600, 1,000%. Now let's go to DeFiLlama.com. Now this is the top place for decentralized stats for all of crypto here, and we have sorted it by the Cardano blockchain. And so the first project we're going to be talking about in the Cardano DeFi space is the #1 player when it comes to total value locked, and it is what I call the Aave of Cardano. Now, the Aave of Cardano is called Liquid Labs, or Liquid Finance, and it's the largest lending protocol on Cardano, and it just got a lot faster. Now, there's one post in particular that really sums up how I feel about this project, then we're gonna go straight to the charts here. When it comes to utility coins, I'm incredibly hesitant of projects that prioritize marketing over building. Liquid Finance was quiet for years on the marketing front, but make no doubt about it, they've been busy in the kitchen cooking, and dinner is about to be served. I know Gordon Ramsay looks happy right here. Now, when we go to the token and you sort by USD, this is looking at the token in dollars. This token has been on an incredible run with a massive gain here. If we go ahead and measure this move since the beginning of November, the end of October, Liquid Finance is now up 650%. But this is the part where nobody's going to tell you that I'm seeing in the charts. When you sort by Cardano pricing this token in ADA, you can see that the pump isn't quite as pronounced. Now, remember, we were up about 650%, and if you price it in ADA, it's only up 100%. So still a lot of room for the upside, in my opinion, here with Liquid Labs. Now, this is where things are going to get real interesting. Aave crushing it right now, market cap of $4 billion. And when we go to Liquid Finance here, market cap of $152 million. So that means if Liquid Labs were to hit the same market cap as Aave, you are looking at a 26.5x. And I would say that's some incredible pumps right there. I don't think it can do a 25x, but I do think it is going to kind of close that gap with some of these Cardano tokens and their counterparts in some of these other ecosystems. Now, let's go to the project #2 here. And that's going to be FLDT, or Fluid Tokens. Now, Fluid Tokens has a very similar chart when you're looking at USD. Looking from the middle of October, you just see it is up incredibly, but this one does the same thing. But when you price it in Cardano, you can see, okay, now there might be a little bit more room to the upside. That 5x all of a sudden turns into something a little bit closer to a 2x. And then now you're saying, okay, there's definitely room to the upside here. But what is Fluid Token? What are they doing here? What's the narrative for Fluid Tokens? Well, the narrative is going to be the Bitcoin OS integration. This, to me, is going to be the #1 pumper once we see Bitcoin really start to integrate with the Cardano blockchain. Now, if this is a smashing success, I think Fluid Tokens is going to be one of the biggest beneficiaries of this pump. And you can see on Cardano, Fluid Tokens, but on Bitcoin OS, they actually also have another account there, the original dApp powered by FLDT. That's the Fluid token there. And so as that Bitcoin OS starts to make more waves and retail starts to learn about it and more mainstream media publications start talking about it, Fluid Tokens is in a very prime spot. I do want to give a quick highlight. They have some pretty strong catalyst proposals here, and if you go to their account here, you can see at Fluid Tokens, they got the yellow check mark. They have a breakdown of all the catalyst proposals that they're voting on, and a Cardano catalyst proposal just basically means you're putting something up to vote, and then the entire Cardano community then votes on that. Because if you didn't know, Cardano is the largest governance token in all of blockchain. And when you dive into the individual catalysts, you'll see they have co-proposals. So this is a place that is building bridges, and I don't mean the token bridge, I mean they're actually trying to work with other communities, and I think this is going to bode very well as we roll into Bitcoin OS integration. They already out there lending helping hands, and that's going to play well for the token price as well. Now, let's go to the third token we're looking at, and that is Minswap. And Minswap is the Uniswap of Cardano, Minswap spelled with the M-I-N. Now, when you look at the price, holy geez, we got another insane pumper going from the beginning of November to today. It is up 351%. But when we price it in Cardano, yet again, you're going to see some opportunity. Now that massive game has shrunk considerably, and if we measure the move that we're sitting at from the beginning of November, you can see it is only up 20%. But when we zoom out, Well, there's a lot of opportunity here, folks. This token used to be a lot higher. Now, I did say it's the Uniswap of Cardano, but we're going to look at a different decentralized exchange from 2021, and I think it's going to hit around that same market cap. Now, Minswap, the largest decentralized exchange on Cardano. Now, here's Minswap on CoinGecko. Now, you can see down here, they actually do have the price, but for whatever reason, the API is broken, and we're going to see something that is very, very similar. Now, Minswap right now, sitting around a nickel. I think it's going to go a lot higher than that. I think we can probably touch 25 cents, maybe even 50 cents. And who knows? I think even $1 is in play if Cardano DeFi and Cardano DEXs really start to take off. Now, I notice a lot of similarities with the Cake token. Cake was the Uniswap, and if you look over here, that is BNB. It was the Uniswap of Binance Smart Chain, and I think Minswap, being the Uniswap of Cardano, can perform very similarly to Cake last cycle. Now, this is Cake in the run-up to about 150 million. If we go to Minswap, I see a lot of similarities. I see, you know, broken API, and then it kind of languishes in the tens millions range, a little bit of a dip, and then it starts to take off. Well, what do you know? We have broken API, kind of languishes in the tens range, and then it starts to take off, and now you can see is knocking on the door of an $80 million market cap. This is where things get exciting. This is Cake after it hit 150 million. It just continued to run all the way up to $6 billion. Now, I'm not saying Minswap's going to hit a $6 billion market cap, but if it hit $1 billion market cap, you're looking at close to around a 14x. Now let's go to the final play and how I'm actually going to be getting exposure kind of differently, folks. Well, the token I'm talking about is the winner of the post. It basically won both of these here, researching for Cardano DeFi. And I saw a whole lot of these guys. Titan by House of Titans. Titan, House of Titan. Iagon, you know, love Iagon, but it's more of a dpin play. But I saw tons and tons of Titan. And honestly, on this post, I saw the same thing, you know, just kind of scrolling. We saw the Fluid, they got them in there. House of Titans, Titan, House of Titans, got to get this Titan. And then you keep scrolling, I mean, boom, House of Titan, boom, House of Titans. I mean, we're seeing more and more. And when you keep scrolling, I mean, boom, House of Titans, boom, House of Titans, boom, House of Titans. So congrats, Titans. You ended up definitely showing up and you got a very strong community. Let's go ahead and talk about House of Titans. Now, Titan, similar to a dpin play as well, but it's a dpin play with DeFi elements. And let me explain what I mean. Now, this token looks very juicy on the Cardano chart. When you go to USD, okay, it looks like all the other tokens. But remember, on the Cardano charts, still had gains, but the gains were, you know, were kind of cut in half or, you know, maybe cut by 80% here. This one, I actually see some opportunity. Now, we don't have that much price history, but it seems like we're getting a little bit of some strong support around this level. Now, there was one reply in particular that kind of summed up Titans here. House of Titans, doing great stuff. They are running dpin for revenue to holders. This is what I meant. It's a dpin play with DeFi elements. They have Bitcoin mining, Iagon storage nodes, World Mobile Token Air nodes, and it doesn't get much better than that in my opinion. And so House of Titans has all these passive revenue generators, and it all started with their NFT mint over a year ago. I want to say Bitcoin was trading around $20,000. Then they released their NFTs. With the funds, they bought Bitcoin mining equipment, and it seems like they just keep reinvesting in their project. It wasn't just those nodes as well. When you go to the Titan utility, I'm reading up on the white paper right here, they have Iagon nodes, World Mobile nodes, they have Bitcoin mining operations, Dedi, they're using their GPU platform, and they have Zerebus nodes as well. So they are really plugged in and creating all this revenue for their holders. But would I get the token? I honestly don't mind getting the token at this level. I see the ADA price compared to the USD price, and I think there is a little bit of some definitely upside here. The only thing I'm not fan of the token here is the selling from the staking rewards. Staking rewards can present a little bit of sell pressure on a token. Doesn't mean it can't pump. It just means there's going to be a little bit of resistance. Some call staking rewards just basically a bribe not to sell the token. I think there's a little bit of truth in that. But here's how I chose to get exposure. House of Titans has NFTs, and they have a pretty thin floor. What I mean by a thin floor is it doesn't take much to move the floor. Once this 250 floor is broken through, it is a pretty quick shot to 300. Look at that, 250, 255, 285, and then you're at 300. Shortly after 300, you were then at 400. And so I can see this NFT moving pretty quickly because there's only 6,500 compared to the token, which when you go to CoinGecko, you can see there's 40 million. So I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm not saying one's going to pump harder than the other. I just, I haven't bought a Cardano NFT in a while, so I said I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger. But I think all 4 of these projects are going to be winners once Cardano DeFi takes off. And I think that's just right around the corner, folks. So I'm DZ, and I'll see you in your ADA DeFi bags locked and loaded at the top.